Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. You know, it's been a while, but I've had a lot of things going on. I'm starting a new job here shortly, and I'm getting off night shift, which is great, but just, you know, lots of stress, the holidays, everything like that. But I'm getting back to it, and this one is for my mom. She asked me to do a video on brushes. She said she doesn't know what brush to use. This is just for eyes, so I'm gonna do brows and then like an eyeshadow look. Pretty simple, just wanna keep it simple today since most people are gonna be doing a simple look every day for work or school. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I will be using a lot of Morphe brushes. That's just what I typically use, and I also got the Jaclyn Hill brush set for Christmas, so I've been using that as well. But let's just go ahead and get started. So I have already primed my eyes with the Shape Tape eyeshadow primer. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I use that a lot. So I'm actually going to use today this little ColourPop palette that I have. It's just like my own personal, it was like a build your own palette thing, which is actually pretty cool. If you guys go on the ColourPop website and you see that they have the build your own palette sale or whatever, it's really neat. You just kind of get to pick your own colors. That way you're not going to buy a palette with colors you're not going to use if you like a couple of the colors. So I have created this one on my own. Lots of neutrals, perfect for an everyday kind of thing. It's great for travel too, because you can get the one with where you get the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter too, and you get to pick your own shades of that as well. As you can see, I have already done my face. If you guys want to see a video on face brushes, just let me know. I can do that one as well. But I didn't want to create like an incredibly long video, so that's why we're just doing eyes today. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to start with like a light color and a big fluffy brush. So I'm going in with this cream shade. It's actually called Hear Me Out. These are all ColourPop colors down here. And I'm going to use a big fluffy brush. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill JH30. This comes in her collection. But if you don't have this one, or you don't want to buy the Eye Master or the whole collection, you can use something like this. This is the Morphe M441. I use this all the time. You can pick this one up at Ulta. Or you can use, these came from another Morphe kit that I have. You can use, they don't have any names on them, sorry. They come in the black and white striped travel kit, and it's these two right here. They're just, this one's like a little bit more fluffy and this one's like a little bit more tapered, but either one of those would work for what we're gonna do. For this video though, I really like this Jaclyn Hill JH30 brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And I'm gonna take that creamy color, just kind of dab into it. I'm going to put that all over the lid and kind of up into the brow bone. You want to use a big fluffy brush like this because it helps kind of distribute the color all over, versus just putting it in like one specific spot. When you want to do something a little bit more detailed, you're going to want to use a smaller brush, but for what we just did, that is perfect. So you can either stick with this brush, or for the sake of this video, so I can show you guys all the brushes that you need or that you can kind of use on a daily basis, I'm going to go ahead and switch this one. So I'm going to switch to the Morphe M433. This is a brush that I use all the time along with the Morphe M441 that I showed you guys. This one's just a little bit smaller. This is the M441. This is the M433. So they're just a little bit different. This one's a little bit more short. This one's a little bit longer. So I'm gonna take this brown color right here. It is called Wake Up Call. And I'm going to put that all into my crease. So using the Morphe M433. We're going to keep this eye look pretty simple, so I'm not going to get too crazy. So I'm going to use one more kind of crease brush, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the lid. You can honestly use this same brush again, the Morphe M433, that would work fine. But to show you guys a couple more brushes, I'm going to use this Jaclyn Hill JH31. It's a little bit more tapered. You can see that. None of my brushes are clean because I use them. Hello. This is real life. We use our brushes. Could also use this JH34. It's also kind of smaller and tapered. This one I haven't really used a lot. The JH32. Could use that, but if you're trying not to buy the Jaclyn Hill brush set, you could use this more tapered one that comes from the Morphe black and white travel kit. That one would work good too. Oh, if you have, I think this one came from the Naked Heat palette, the Urban Decay Naked Heat. This side of the brush, that would work good if you have this brush. It's a little tapered dome shaped kind of brush. That would work as well. I'm gonna pick up this brown shade right here. It is called Sea Stars, C-S-E-A, Sea Stars. And I'm gonna pick it up on this JH31. And I'm just gonna put that kind of right in the actual crease area. I'm trying not to bring it up too high and kind of keep it on this like outer V here. That's what I'm gonna attempt to do with this one. That is it for the crease shades. Now we're gonna move on to a lid shade and then we'll do the lower lash line. For the lid shade, you can do a couple different things. You can use your finger, which I pretty much do that all the time. I'll use my finger. That just kind of gives you a little bit more color payoff with the shimmer shadows. But if you want to use a brush, I really like this Luxie 239 Precision Shader Brush. I got this in an Ipsy Glam bag and I have used it a ton since then. It's just nice, a flat shader brush like this. You can wet it with some Fix Plus, which I have right here. So you can spray it with just a little bit of the Fix Plus. This is the perfect brush in my opinion to kind of use for this if you're not going to use your finger. This is also a good one, the Jaclyn Hill JH41. This one is nice and flat, and you can wet this one as well. Just a little Fix Plus or some water or some other setting spray that you have. I like this Precision Shader Brush, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I'm going to pick up this kind of like bronzy shade right here. It is called Board Shorts. So we're going to pick that one up, and we're going to put it all over the lid, kind of staying away from that outer V. Just want to pick it up on your brush like this and apply it. I'm going to do one side with my brush and I'm going to do one side with my finger so I can show you guys the difference. Obviously you have a little bit more control over placement with the brush, but as far as the shimmer color payoff, you're going to get a lot more with your finger, and I'll show that to you in a minute. You see that there? It's pretty, but it's not like super bright. So I'm going to go ahead and take my finger. You want to take your ring finger of the side that you're working on. So you want to take, if I'm going to do my left eye, I'm going to take my ring finger on my left eye. It's just a little bit easier to kind of pull this way than to use your right hand. It just makes a lot more sense. So ring finger with the same eyeshadow on it. Now, see how much brighter this one is than this one? Because I use my finger, and the color just deposits a lot easier with your finger, and you get more of it from your finger than you do the brush, even if the brush is wet. So I would definitely, I mean, just look at the difference. That's so much brighter than this, so I would definitely use my finger if you're gonna do shadows. If you want to kind of go in with your finger first, and then go in with a brush afterward to kind of clean it up a little bit, you can do that. But just like an everyday look, it's much easier to just go ahead and do your shimmer shadow with your finger. It's quicker, it's not gonna take as long. So for your lower lash line, you can use a brush like this. This is actually a Real Techniques brush. It doesn't say what kind it is, but it's like a domed. I've used it a lot, so it's got some little phrase here, but It's kind of like just a small domed brush like this. You can use this for your lower lash line. You can use a brush like this. These are from that Morphe travel kit, the black and white one. So you can use a brush like this. Like this one's pretty fluffy. This one's a little bit more fluffy. This one's just a little bit more thinner. It's not quite as fluffy. You can use some brushes like this for the lower lash line. I do like to use these for the lower lash line a lot because they kind of fit right up in there. And but I just kind of go between brushes like this and then like a tapered brush like this. The Jaclyn Hill brush set has a couple. Alright, so she has a few in her brush kit. This one is the JH38. I like to use this one for like inner corner highlight because it's pretty much the perfect size for that. So I like to use that one for that. The JH40, which is more like that pencil brush. It's nice and tapered. Kind of fits easily under the lower lash line. And this one is just a little bit different than this first one that I showed you. They're pretty similar. This one is the JH38, JH39. This one is just like a little bit smaller and shorter. You can use this one for the lower lash line too. Doesn't really matter, just kind of your preference on what you like to use. Today I'm actually going to use this one from the Morphe kit just because it's really easy and I like to use it. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to take the two shades that I used in my crease, this one right here and this one right here, and I'm going to mix them together. So I just kind of got them on the tip of the brush there, and then underneath your eye. When you're doing your lower lash line, you want to connect the colors from your lower lash line to your outer corner here. Just kind of brings it all together. Okay, so we did the lower lash line. You could go ahead and put eyeliner on if you wanted to, like in your waterline. I'm not going to do that today. Just kind of wanted a simple eye look, so I'm going to skip the eyeliner. I'm going to go ahead and do my inner corner highlight now, and then after I do the inner corner, we're going to do brows, and then I'll do my brow bone highlight, just because I like to do my brow bone highlight after I've already done my brows. So for inner corner highlight, I'm going to use this highlight color actually that I have in the palette. It is called Padded Down. So I'm going to use that one. If you don't have a palette that has a highlight shade in it, you can use whatever highlighter that's used on your face. So I'm using the JH38 to highlight my inner corner. If you don't want to buy this brush set, you can use the brush like this, the one you can use for your lower lash line. You can use something a little bit fluffier. This is a Cosmetics 320. This is an effortless crease brush. It's kind of small, so it'd be nice to use for your just kind of get right here. But today I'm going to use this Jaclyn Hill JH38 to do this. So I'm just going to pick up that highlight color on the tip of the brush. I'm just going to place it in my inner corner and kind of drag it down a little bit on the lower lash line. Alright, so I'm going to do brows, and then off camera I'll do my lip and my mascara, and then I will come back and kind of show you guys the finished look, and we'll be done. I'm going to use this Morphe brow pencil today. I think it's in Java. You can get the Morphe brow kit for like $25, I think. You'll get a brow pencil, you'll get a brow brush, a brow pomade, the brow pencil, a highlighter stick for kind of underneath your brow, and a gel for your eyebrows. So that for me is a really good deal. Most high-end drugstore or high-end brow pencils, they're $25 on their own. This one you get the pomade, the brush, the gel, the pencil for $25. So I think that is really worth it in my opinion. It's also just a really nice brow pencil to have. I have some other ones here, but this one is what I've been using pretty much every day. So for my brows, what I've been doing lately is just using the brow pencil to kind of like outline my brow, and then I've been using the pomade to fill in. So I'm just going to outline my brows now, and then I'll kind of show you guys how I fill it in with the pomade, and then we'll finish up here. Just kind of have one brow outline there. Got my other brow outlined. And now I'm just going to kind of fill it in with the brow pomade. So I do take this Morphe brow brush that comes in the kit. Just pick up a little bit of the pomade on the tip of the brush. That. And you just kind of brush it through. And I desperately need to get my eyebrows done, so this is not looking too hot today. Side. Alrighty, and for brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the same highlighter that I used for my inner corner, but I'm going to use this brush that comes from the Morphe travel kit, the little fatter one I showed you guys. This is the one I use for my lower lash line. This is the one I'm going to use for my brow bone. You can use this one for your brow bone as well. You could also use this same one, the It Cosmetics Velvet Luxe Effortless Crease Brush number 320. You could use this for your brow bone. I've used this before. In the Jaclyn Hill brush kit, she has a couple that you could use. You could use the JH36, kind of similar to that It Cosmetics one, or you could use the JH37, also pretty similar to the It Cosmetics one. This one is just a little bit fatter than this one. You could also use this kind of like tapered brush here from Real Techniques. You could use this for your brow bone as well. Today I'm going to use this one from the Morphe travel kit. Same highlighter I use for my inner corner. And just go right under the brow bone. I'm gonna go do my mascara off camera and do my lips, and I'll be back to kind of show you guys the finished look. All right guys, I am back. I used my very favorite Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara, and I have this new NYX lip gloss that I picked up in the shade Tiramisu. I'm really liking this gloss. It's just a really pretty color. It's a little bit easier to apply than a liquid lip, which takes a little bit more time. So if you're in a hurry, like an everyday situation, gloss is a lot easier way to go than trying to put a liquid lip on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brush tutorial. If you guys want me to do a full face brush tutorial, just let me know, and I will see you guys in my next one. Have a great day.